Who's that lady? Who's that lady? Nice and dreary day out today. M3 is 3D, where we dwarf the competition. Welcome to M3 is 3D. Every day, I shoot a short film to document the slice of life of a 3D printing entrepreneur. We've been in business for 6 years. This is how it all works. I have to stop that though, because M3 is 3D is a no spin zone. Morning roundup, of course we've got a classic Einstein. You already know, we got a David. Dwarf headsets. It's a dwarfy kind of day. You already saw Dwarf Can. Obviously, we are a D20 farm at this point. D-Funny farm is more like it. Number 2, number 3. Now we do have tragedy among our agenda. The ice cream did not print correctly. It's so glorious too. I'm actually thinking I'm going to just print the tip, attach it with fillers, and kind of sand it if I need to, because am I really gonna redo this whole thing? Like, it'll be fine. Yeah, let's see here. I'm gonna just eyeball this. I would say that that's pretty close, so let's just reverse direction here. Yeah. We are printing just the tip. No puns in the comments. But we are going to get coffee now. It's pretty cold out there. I have a friend who just visited Krakow, Poland. 90s kids who watched really depressing things will remember that that's where Schindler's List took place. It's always weird. I never know how to say, like, oh, that's cool. You visited Oskar Schindler's factory? Sweet. But no, he took a trip to Krakow and it visited a lot of the historical things, and apparently it was really amazing. So I'm happy for him. Kind of feels like the dreary backdrop to this conversation is sort of appropriate, but man, I would love to have gone to Krakow and seen all that stuff. It's so weird to talk about because it'd be really depressing. Maybe I'm kind of weird for wanting to do something that's depressing, but it's like there are these places on Earth where history happened, you know? I don't know how to articulate it exactly. There are these times and places where humanity discovered its depravity, but also it discovered its courage, and like where people were courageous in the face of just absolute insanity and barbarity. And there's just something about like witnessing that firsthand. So I've been to 2 Holocaust museums. One was way better than the other. Again, I don't know how to talk about this. One documented a lot more things, let's just put it that way. And you get to see these artifacts. You get to see like stuff that's crazy, like the internal documents that people were using, and like there were these sketches of the designs of the different armbands that they would put on people to denote what kind of undesirable they were. It's not like the actual armbands. It's like somebody had to design those things. We don't even think about stuff like that. And so you can see that, like, oh, they thought about drawing it this way, but then it's like, oh, we should make it like this. And somebody had a daily job to just administer the bureaucracy of exterminating people. Yeah, sometimes I kind of think if we really got our stuff together as a society, we would expose young people to things like this. And you could just actually see like, oh, this is what humanity's capable of. You should understand this. But we just don't do that. It's like we're trying to treat everybody like they're just these precious little babies all the time. The only way to make reality and society not brutal is to confront its brutality and actually like really understand it. Moral weakness and cowardice just invites danger. It invites chaos. Whereas if you kind of voluntarily confront that chaos and realize there's some part of you that is capable of that, maybe you won't fall into it. Maybe we can avoid some of these horrible things, you know? It's like if you're afraid of what a strong, competent man can do, wait till you meet a weak man. not to talk about drama, but there's a really famous streamer today. And of course it turned out that he's involved in all kinds of horrible sex scandals. So he's a very weak dude. This rant interrupted by Dunkin' Donuts. I'm kind of not the first to construe it this way, but there's like two kinds of strength or courage. There's like, obviously we just think physical courage or physical strength. You know, that's being strong, being able to move large objects, or, you know, being willing to risk your life or getting injured for things. We all know what we're talking about, like Evel Knievel, or somebody fighting in a war or something like that. And most of the time that's pretty admirable. I mean, it can be obviously very admirable. At the same time, you can actually use courage to do evil things too. But most of the time it's like not that way, I guess. I was never like an especially strong or athletic person. I was on the basketball team and the soccer team for 1 year. I just tried really hard, and I was the worst person on the team, but I made the team. But yeah, if you think of your high school experience, I was kind of like the art school guy. I did a lot of the illustration for class things, you know, that sort of dude. But even if you're not like He-Man or something, there's a second kind of courage, and that is moral courage. And moral courage, you know, obviously it manifests in different ways, but it's things like standing up to your friends when they're saying something that you don't agree with and you're risking being isolated from them. You know, anytime it's difficult for you to take a stand and there's real risk. Like my dad was a deceased combat veteran, and I've known a lot of veterans, so I'm not saying this in any kind of derisive way, but you know, there are guys that fight in wars and get hurt and like have friends that died and stuff, and then they'll come home and then not be able to stand up to their boss. It's like, dude, you literally like fought and killed people, dude. Like, why are you afraid of your boss? And you know, that's all I'm really saying with that is these are different things. Physical courage and moral courage are different things. So yeah, I could say so much more about this. There was a time when I risked losing my job when I was homeless, and it was a job that eventually got me off the streets because they ran this contest. Man, maybe I should just tell this. So our owner of Jimmy John's had a contest where you had to clean the restaurant. We did this every day, and then somebody would come and inspect it, and out of the 12 stores we won this contest because we were the best, and they promised us $1,000 prize, and like 3 months went by and they didn't give us the prize. And like, we're working at Jimmy John's, none of us are like wealthy or anything. And so I was working with one of the managers, and he kind of casually said like, oh yeah, that's not happening. So I decided, listen, that's basically fraud. You can't just, it was a big thing with the store. Like, everybody was working on this for like a month to get the best scores and stuff. You can't just like promise something and then not give it, not deliver. So I just decided, listen, I could probably lose my job for doing this, but that's wrong. It is. So I created a Facebook group called Jimmy John's Workers for Party Rights or Prize Rights or whatever it was. And I added everybody to it. And then I messaged the owner, like not the general manager, the multi-millionaire guy who owned the Jimmy John's. Like, this is a delivery person messaging a guy that has a multi-million-dollar mansion in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, fortunately, Jimmy John's keeps stats with their drivers, and I had almost the best stats in the entire store out of like 20 some people. So he didn't fire me, but later he would tell me that he wanted to fire me so bad. And then like a week after that, we got the prize, and it was because of me. So I'm not saying this to just like puff myself up or brag or something, but I was living in my car, and people, I denied that, obviously, because if you're homeless, it's a good way to get fired. People don't trust you, that kind of thing. The people that worked with me kind of knew I was homeless, It's a little bit hard to hide that. But this is a homeless dude living in a car calling out a multi-millionaire who broke his word. That's an insane thing to do. So yeah, that's, from my personal life, one of the best illustrations of moral courage. I guess I'm patting myself on the back for this, but it's one of those things that when you do it and you take a stand like that, it changes you, because it just doesn't count if the stakes aren't real. So that's my encouragement to you. Like, it really changes you when you do something like that. What are you just ignoring? What are you not taking a stand on? What isn't even your responsibility that you could make your responsibility that would be really terrifying to do? You should decide whether you're the person who dies on their feet or lives on their knees. Those are the only two options. And look, this is my business. I own a business that at times has made about as much as that Jimmy John's made in profit. And I'm just some homeless guy from the street. Think about what you could be, okay? I feel like this is an infomercial or something. Yeah. I like how that rant started with Schindler's List and ended at Jimmy John's. I won't do a full breakdown, but went to Brookshire Brothers and got about $70 worth of stuff. I talked about in the other video that there's like 3 things I rotate between. This is one of them. Reduced for quick sale, $3. That's a whole meal right there. And it's good. You just eat the ones that are reduced for quick sale first. Like these guys, $6. This is cheap eating and it's very, very good. Plus, we spent $34 at the Kroger to get all that stuff out of the deli case, and we still got a bunch of it. So that was 2 days ago, and we're gonna still eat more of it. So we divide, let's just call it 3 days worth of food. 34, that's eating for a little over $10 a day. And plus this will actually make the average cheaper. So yeah, the Kroger deli case thing, Brookshire Brothers, and Mexican supermarket, I'm just rotating between all of those. And it is Flavor Town, it is kind of healthy town, and it is cheap town. I'm putting it away, but take a look at one more example. That's $6, $6.29. These are really good, especially with a little sauce or something. You air fry them up, absolutely tasty. Just bought 9 meals plus a couple of sauces for $73. We'll break out the old vintage calculator. That's an average meal price of just over $8. Really, it'd be a little below $8 because those sauces go for a long time. But yeah, that ain't bad considering it's like pork chops, like marinated chicken. There's fajitas in there, all kinds of good stuff. So I'm trying to tell you guys, you don't have to spend all this money, okay? You don't got to spend all this money, Sonny. Today's plan, we're gonna eat, then we're going to package a couple of things, and then we're painting. Man, just got another custom project. It is like custom project season for some reason. The reason for the season. Here we go. I think this was like $4 or $5. I probably could have eaten just one of these in retrospect. Plus a little stir fry sauce. All right, candy pipe. Let's ship the purple skull can. A David. Really nice bronze pug dish. I feel like at some point there was an insult called like gold brick. Like people called people gold bricks or gold brickers. Like, what does that mean? What does it mean to be a gold bricker? I feel like it means lazy. Like a gold bricker is a lazy person. Got the tip done. We're just gonna fit it on here and not drop it inside, and then we're gonna glue it. There we go. It fits on there. Okay, kind of random. I realized I miscounted the amount of meals I had. I actually had 10. So that's an average of $7.30 per meal. So that's even better. Black and white skull can. Candy pipe. Time to ship this guy off. This is the first one I sold. Pretty awesome. Hey, take a look at this. They misprinted my cupcake. All right, let's paint some stuff. Little pugga boy. So this is also really random, but I've been thinking about something for a long time, and I think I'm gonna at least try it. Maybe make a couple of them. There are these rubber band guns. You may have seen these. They used to have them at festivals a lot. Back when I was growing up, they'd be made out of wood and stuff. They all kind of look like this. They have a little wheel. You load the rubber bands on, and then you can release them one at a time. But I was thinking, like, almost all of these look really lame. What if we made ones that are like super cool looking? Because this is just a cheesy thing. What if we make them and we can paint them, and we can make them look like space guns from some movie or something like that? So I'm not sure, but I think I'm gonna at least try and make a couple of them. First, we're just gonna make one of these mechanisms. It looks pretty simple, and we're just gonna put that together. Get it as a proof of concept, and then maybe make some interesting stuff. You guys remember that Muppet custom project? He's almost done. His head's in there, you can't see it. He's suffocating right now. But he has a yellow and orange striped shirt, and that's what we're doing. We did the yellow, and then we covered that up with the tape, and these spots are going to be the orange, so it's gonna be fun. Like I said, it's been custom project season lately. Moai, this one is going silver. Art Deco headset, this one of course is going silver. And we got a small T-Rex skull right here. All right, we'll give you some befores. Gonna be a gold fade Tupac. Got big old, you know, Sharky boy there. This is basically done. That's basically done. Skull, of course. These guys are going silver. And we're gonna fade the old Gandhi. And after, very nice gold Tupac. Obviously very cool. We just got to paint the metals and stuff. Got the Pug Boy. Big old Sharky, traditional shark colors. Another coat of paint on there. That guy was already basically done. Skull Boy's looking pretty good. Silver guys. And of course, we have a very attractive Gandalf pipe holder. Well, we're wrapping up. We're gonna do the new product thing tomorrow, but we've got 5 for this week, so that ain't bad at all. On top of that, we still haven't taken pictures of and listed the giant Moai, and we still have the big drink to make the stripes to make it a milkshake. So that's 2 new products that are already lined up for launch. Plus, we still have the Boston Terrier. I gotta make the black areas. I might release like a black and white fade version that's just like this, and then paint it, and then do the black and white parts. But that's gonna be a new product. Plus the D20s with the custom logo, that's gonna be a new product. And the Muppet, that's gonna be dry by next episode. That's gonna be a new product. So we've already got a bunch of shells in the cannon, so to speak. Yep, got a bunch of things to be grateful for today. I mean, it's been pretty incredible. I think being very consistent with coming out with new products has really driven sales, and it's really driven the custom projects. To give you some perspective, I just looked, and the amount of custom projects that I've gotten in like the past week or so is about $1,300. And that's on top of just normal sales. So, and this is January. This is the slow time of year. So this is a big lesson for you guys. Like, anybody that watches this every day or almost every day, if you just keep coming out with products and you just don't stop, eventually you get sales. Like, obviously you have to be smart about it. You know, you got to be trying to make things that somebody would want to buy. But honestly, just keep going. It's the most basic advice anybody could ever give you. Just keep going. Like, one of the things that dawned on me about a year and a half ago is I realized that all of the times in my business that I've done the best, I was regularly coming out with products. And that's what initially inspired me to try to at least come out with 2 or 3 per week. And it was good. This was the era of starting to make the big things. You know, this is when I first started getting into large format printing, and that was a big deal. But yes, ever since Christmas wound down, basically since the very end of last year, That's when I started doing the 150 new product goal. And I don't think there's been a single week that we didn't come out with at least 3 products. I mean, I could just look at it now. We've got 12 plus the 5 we did this week, and it's, what's the date? Yeah, I looked. It's basically been a month since I started doing this. And so we've got 17 products, 30 days. So that's more than one every day, every other day. So yeah, just for a month now, we've consistently come out with at least one product every other day. And sales are better than I expected they would be, plus the custom projects. Like I said, $1,300 in the past week. That's crazy. Anyway, I'm really grateful for that. Feels really good. And it just feels so good that this is I've done this for 6 years, guys. I know this is the slow time of year. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm getting sales from this channel, like people are finding and just buying my stuff. I don't really advertise my stuff on here. I do advertise the 3D files because we have a lot of 3D printing people. But it's like, man, if you just hang in there and give 100% every day, basically, there's no telling where you're gonna end up. Oh yeah, part of that 1,300 is I sold the T500 Soval printer. I sold it for 150 bucks. So that's not a custom project. And it costs like 70 bucks to ship it, or 70 or 80 bucks, I forget. So there wasn't even that much profit on that. It's more like I just wanted to get it out. But still, that's a lot in custom projects for 1 week. Anyway, let's read some stuff on Discord. So this is all responding to yesterday's episode. I don't know if I need to say this, but there's a show every single day. And there has been a show every single day for almost 6 months now, and I'm not gonna stop. So if you're into this, you know what to do. Dr. Fiasco on Discord says, LOL, having run a gaming shop before, we had lots of things, but money was never one of them. Probably some of you live in Austin, Texas. During my time in Austin, Texas, we used to go to a place called the Emerald Tavern, and there was another one with a V. Okay, the name of the other gaming shop escapes me, but we used to go to the Emerald Tavern. They sold sandwiches and stuff and really, really good coffee, and you could just play games all day, and it was amazing. If you live in Austin and you've never been there and you're a board gaming person, go there. It's probably awesome, assuming they didn't close down or something. Somebody's extruder exploded and there's plastic everywhere. I don't know why they put that in the comments or questions section. Maybe I'm supposed to respond to it, but yes, that's horrifying. Paul Copper Sky, I guess I'm reading this right. Paul Copper Sky Industries on YouTube says, the ice cream cone is gold, Pony Boy. That's not my name. Eric Travers says, eyes blinking. The Bosun 181 says cappuccino, probably in response to what are you drinking. We'll go for one more. Carrie Mart said, kind of freaked me out when you read my comment from the last video. Prepared to be freaked out again. Well, I'm about to pass the F out. So tell me in the comments what you're grateful for. Tell me what small things are bringing joy to your life. Tell me small anecdotes of the blah, 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 blah. I like to see what you have to say. I will give you a heart. I will probably give you an upvote. Other people might upvote your comments. That's always a good thing, right? Just do it. Just tell me. Just tell me something, please. We are the Gratitude Gang, and we are grateful for things. This is a positive, uplifting, generally quite edifying bunch of people. We are a secret society, and we are a secret society of gratitude. So don't tell anybody, and never post this publicly in a video that everyone in the entire world can see. I will catch you on the next video. Peace.